With us right now, Ryan Evans. Ryan, you're the owner of Enterprise Training School. You're found on the web at etrainingschool.com. So, Ryan, every once in a while, you get to talk to someone who started something like 20 years ago, way ahead of its time. And of course, they just benefit from kind of skating to where the puck ended up, well, of course, being. And in your case, you provide training for the insurance industry, but it was all digital, right? So when everyone else was probably still doing all this in-person stuff, you're like, I think we could do this a little bit more efficiently. And then, of course, fast forward to COVID and all of that stuff. Enterprise Training School is kind of done well as a result of that.
Yeah, we have, Josh, and thank you so much for having me on today. I really appreciate it. But it's been a ride. We didn't start with the online and virtual training, but we were predominantly located in Maryland, and we did. Me and my dad, Tom Evans, we actually bought this company back in 2005, and we were just in Maryland, and we've expanded it now to we're all over the country.
Yeah. So from a high level, what does e-training school or Enterprise Training School do?
So what we do is we provide insurance education training for those getting into the insurance business. So for the new agents, have to take a pre-licensing class to get an insurance license to pass the test. So we prepare them to pass the exam. And then, of course, every 2 years, the agents have to renew their license. So we provide the continuing education for, again, across the country.
Yeah. So how is this normally done, and how does how does Enterprise Training School do this differently? I kind of spoiled it a little bit, but tell me a little bit more about how this is a significant improvement, particularly as early as you got into this.
Oh, for sure. So the way that we got into this training, first of all, we were selling insurance. First, we sold life and health and property and casualty policies. I got I graduated high school and got into this business. Just, it started as a summer job working as an insurance agent. And then in 2005, we went to a CE class, and we were the only student in class, and the person was selling the company. So my dad was like, well, what are you going to do with this company once you retire? Are you interested in selling it? And she said, yeah. And we bought it that day. And since that point, I would say for the first 2 years that we owned it, we did both. We actually sold insurance and did the training. And then in 2007, we decided to pivot and just stick to the education stuff. And we were predominantly just in Maryland. And then we just gradually grew from, Virginia to Pennsylvania, Delaware, DC. And then again, about 8 years ago, we kind of saw the writing on the wall of the need for, not everyone wants to sit in a classroom. So we started developing the online courses. And then about 8 years ago, we started doing the actual live webinar format, which allows us to be in front of a lot of people at the same time. So
now, in terms of the insurance industry, how I don't know what goes into that. Like, how are you able to provide the training? Why can't Joe's Insurance Training Shack, set up a shingle and say, all right, I'll teach you something?
No, it's looking back, we probably could have started our own. So all that's required is you have to be a licensed insurance producer, which we already were. And then you have to apply to be a provider with the state, and not just with one state. If you want to do it in all 50 states, you got to apply for every state. And then, of course, you have to have the content. So we write our courses, we have to get those approved. And then we have to report the completions to the state. So if someone completes a course, we have to do that work. So someone could get into that business, but what we thought, at least at the time, this person already had a business that she already had existing customers, small. I mean, we're talking, she just had one room and a conference room table, back in 2005. But we saw the potential of what we could do with it. And again, it was initially just classroom training, but then we saw the need to develop it into the live online format.
Yeah. So, this point then, if, are you just kind of relying upon your relationships, or just kind of your length of time, your kind of legacy, place within the industry, or do you still actively market?
So yeah, we're marketing every single day. I mean, certainly the word of mouth is extremely powerful. We have a lot of customers that continue to come back to us year after year. And we build relationships with companies, carriers. We have some exclusive contracts with some organizations where we'll create like a branded site for them that's exclusively for their professionals that they can go to and get exclusive discounts. And we actually just, closed a deal today with an organization that's going to use us exclusively out of Arizona. So and that's again, an opportunity that, I think COVID certainly, you almost feel guilty saying it, but it actually created a lot of opportunity for us.
Oh, sure.
I think there was this perception that for a long time that people wouldn't be as productive working from home, but that is obviously not the case as we found. People, it seems to be working. And we were, fortunately, we really came through ahead in 2020 because people were home and they were able to do the licensing. They were able to add another credential to their resume, and they had the time to renew their license. So it's been an interesting ride, but we continue to market every single day, email blast to, insurance professionals, social networking posts, and it's a little bit easier in our market because the states actually provide a list of insurance professionals. So we're able to market directly from the state database.
Mm-hmm. Well, good. So I guess at this point then, where do you go from here?
So that's a great question. So at this point, it's we kind of have the insurance stuff figured out a little bit. And we're talking currently, we're in the process of developing HR compliance training and looking to get into the CPA market for continuing education for CPAs. CPAs aren't really thinking about CE right now, considering tax days on Monday. But come next week, that's when we can begin to start marketing our CPA continuing education a little bit more. So there's a lot of different avenues. We chose the insurance side because that's what it's what we grew up in. It's what we know. My dad, he's been in the business for 40 plus years.
Yeah.
And now it's just like second nature. But the other opportunity, there's so many, nowadays compliance has become its own industry. We see that at the carrier level. We see that in all aspects. So we have started to develop courses on diversity, courses related to, COVID and compliance and HR training. And, we're hopefully in the next few months, we're going to go live with kind of rebrand our website a little bit with adding those those extras.
Yeah, fantastic. So then it sounds like developing relationships with agencies, or are you just kind of, I get, because my question is, let's say there's an agency and maybe they've got 4 or 5 physical locations, or, they cover, Eastern Arkansas or something like that. Are those the types of people that you partner with then?
For sure. So it's an interesting time because there was like anything else, the insurance industry can be cyclical at times. And there's, currently right now, one of the big issues within the insurance industry is there's not as many companies recruiting as regularly. And it's not because they're not recruiting, it's because there's not a whole lot of people willing to work right now. I don't know if you've come across that in other businesses.
I've heard that's an issue.
But no, I had a conversation today with an agent, talking about, again, recruiting, and they're going to use us exclusively, which is, again, fantastic. But he's like, but I'm going to be honest with you. He goes, we are not nearly bringing on the people that we once were. And it's because there's a lot of people that don't need to work or don't want to work right now. So, but the insurance industry, one thing about it, it's always hiring. It's always hiring. There's always people looking to get, add more agents to their business. And again, some carriers are a little bit, more strategic than others in how they recruit. There are those that just kind of throw the stuff up against the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
But that's the insurance business. It's been like that for years. But getting back to your question of, we do our best to develop relationships with agencies, with agents, the companies. One of the biggest hurdles we have in building relationships with actual insurance carriers is finding the right person to talk to. That's it. And once you get the right person on the phone, then it's organic from there of seeing how we can help them and how they can help us.
Yeah, fantastic. Awesome. Ryan, so again, the website, etrainingschool.com. So someone's an insurance professional. What should they do? Where should they go? How would they know that they would work with you?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can go right to our website, etrainingschool.com. Right now we have a promotion going on for Memorial Day. It's like most agents need 24 credits to renew their license. So we have a CE special going on where if they add 24 credits via webinar, they get a discount. I also created a promo just if someone's interested in getting into the insurance industry. We have online pre-licensing courses for life and health, property and casualty. And if they use the code POD20, they can take 20% off of their course. But etrainingschool.com, our phone number is 800-777-0490. Any questions on anything, they can reach us there for sure.
Ryan Evans, thank you so much. Again, founder CEO of etrainingschool.com. And again, that's short for Enterprise Training School. Ryan, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Josh.